Tonight I am sitting completely still, or at least, that's what it feels like. The room around me is quiet, the air is calm, nothing seems to be moving, and yet somewhere, deep inside me, a question begins to form. What if this stillness is an illusion? What if, at this very moment, I am moving faster than I ever have before, carried by forces too vast, too distant, and too quiet for the human senses to detect? Tonight, I want to explore a thought that is both calming and deeply unsettling. A thought that has kept astronomers awake for decades and has quietly passed through the minds of philosophers for centuries. Is our galaxy slowly drifting toward something we can't see? I want you to try something with me. Don't move. Don't shift your weight. Don't even adjust your breathing. Just sit and notice how still everything feels. Now, imagine this. Despite this stillness, Earth beneath you is spinning at over 1,000 miles per hour. The Earth is orbiting the Sun at 67,000 miles per hour. The Sun itself is moving around the center of the Milky Way at over 500,000 miles per hour, and the Milky Way, our entire galaxy, containing hundreds of billions of stars, is moving to quietly, relentlessly, without asking for permission. The question is no longer, are we moving? The question is, where are we going? The comfort of stillness. Humans are creatures of reference points. We feel safe when things appear stable, when the ground feels solid beneath our feet, when the sky appears fixed above us. The stars return to the same places night after night. For thousands of years, our ancestors believed the universe was arranged for us, the Earth at the center, the heavens turning slowly overhead. It was a comforting idea, a universe that revolved around stillness. But modern astronomy has taken that comfort away gently, patiently, and completely, because the deeper we looked, more we discover that stillness does not exist. The illusion of standing still. Motion is relative. When you're inside a moving train, everything inside feels still until you look out the window. Space is no different. We feel motionless because everything around us is moving with us. The air, the land, the oceans, the planet, even the sun. It's like floating down a vast, dark river at night with no visible shoreline. You don't feel the current, but it's there, and it's carrying you somewhere. Our place in the spiral, the Milky Way, is a spiral galaxy, a vast, rotating disk of stars, gas, and dust, stretching over 100,000 light-years. Live in one of its outer arms far from the bright, crowded center. From here, everything seems calm, but appearances are deceiving. The galaxy is rotating, stars are orbiting, clusters are interacting. And beneath it all lies something even stranger. The Milky Way itself is in motion through the universe, not spinning, traveling, the first unsettling discovery. Astronomers first noticed something strange when they began measuring the motion of nearby galaxies. They weren't just drifting randomly, they were moving together, like leaves floating on a hidden current. Galaxy clusters, groups containing thousands of galaxies, were all subtly leaning in the same direction, not violently, not quickly, just enough to be noticed. And when scientists traced those motions backward, they pointed to a region of space we couldn't clearly observe, a direction obscured by our own galaxy's dust and light, a pull without a visible source, a direction without a destination. This wasn't motion like an orbit or a rotation. This was drift, slow, persistent, unavoidable. Imagine standing on the deck of a ship, in deep fog. The ocean is calm, the engine is silent, and yet the compass needle is moving, pointing somewhere. But you can't see where. Why? This matters. Fact. First, this discovery didn't seem alarming. After all, space is big, movement is expected. But then came the unsettling realization: this motion isn't caused by anything we can clearly see. No massive star cluster, no visible cosmic structure large enough to explain it. Something was influencing our galaxy from beyond our field of vision. The universe doesn't need to be seen to act. Gravity doesn't need light. It doesn't announce itself. It simply pulls. Dark matter doesn't glow. Dark energy doesn't shine. And yet, together, they shape the entire universe. What if the same is true for whatever our galaxy is drifting toward? What if the most powerful forces guiding us are invisible? By nature, the calm terror of scale. This is not the kind of fear that makes your heart race. It's quieter, heavier, the kind that settles in slowly, because this motion isn't happening on human timescales, not even planetary timescales. It's unfolding over hundreds of millions of years. Say, journey so slow that no single lifetime could ever feel it, and yet we are already part of it, drifting without control. There is nothing we can do to stop this motion. No technology, no engine, no future civilization. We are passengers, carried by gravity, by mass, by the silent architecture of the universe. This realization can feel smaller, strangely comforting, depending on how you choose to see it. If our galaxy is drifting, and if this drift has direction, it must have influence, or destination, or at least a cause. So tonight, as the Earth spins quietly beneath us, the sun pulls us along its endless paths. The Milky Way carries us through. The cosmic dark eye leave you with the question that begins our journey. Asterisk, if we are moving through the universe, what is it that's guiding us, and why can't we see it? If I look up at the night sky long enough, something strange happens. The stars stop feeling distant and begin to feel familiar. Night after night, they return to the same places, the same constellations, the same patterns. They give the impression of permanence. And yet this chapter begins with a quiet truth that took humanity thousands of years to accept. The stars are not fixed, and neither is the galaxy they belong to. Tonight, I want to talk about motion, not the kind we can see, but the kind that hides inside silence. Because while we sleep, while centuries pass unnoticed, Milky Way is moving. Imagine standing in a vast, dark room. The walls are invisible. The floor gives no sound. Beneath your feet, nothing appears to change. But then you notice something subtle, a slow shift, a quiet drift, not enough to startle you, just enough to make you wonder, what if the Milky Way feels like that room? Calm, still, unchanging. But beneath the illusion, what if our entire galaxy is already on a journey, one we never chose and cannot stop? The myth of a stationary galaxy. For a long time, astronomers believed galaxies were islands, separate, stable, anchored in place. The Milky Way was thought to be a vast, spinning disk, rotating gently, but fundamentally stationary within the universe. It was an understandable assumption. After all, when you look at the sky, nothing seems to rush past. There's no cosmic wind, no rushing sound, no blur of passing stars. But then came the measurements, and measurements do not care about assumptions. Learning to measure the universe doesn't reveal its motion easily. it whispers. Astronomers had to invent entirely new ways to listen. They watched how light stretched and compressed as galaxies moved. They measured tiny shifts in color, redder when objects moved away, bluer when they approached. This effect, called redshift, became one of the most powerful tools in cosmology. And when scientists applied it to the Milky Way, they found something unexpected. Our galaxy has a velocity, not a metaphorical one, a measurable one. The Milky Way is moving through space at over 1.3 million miles per hour, not spinning, not wobbling, traveling in a specific direction. Together with nearby galaxies, we form a small group, aptly named the local group, and the local group itself is moving, as if carried by a larger current. The feeling of drifting, this kind of motion, is unsettling because it lacks drama. There's no explosion, no acceleration you can feel. It's the motion of leaves on a river at night. The water moves, the leaves comply. They do not know the destination. They only know the direction. The local group's quiet march. Our galaxy does not travel alone. It moves alongside the Andromeda Galaxy, the Triangulum Galaxy, dozens of smaller dwarf galaxies. Together, we drift through a region of space, tens of millions of light years across. And what's remarkable is that all of us are moving the same way. This is not coincidence. This is influence. Clusters within clusters zoom out further. The local group is part of a much larger structure known as the Virgo supercluster. This supercluster contains thousands of galaxies bound loosely by gravity. And here's where the story deepens. The Virgo supercluster is also moving, not randomly, not evenly, but toward something. The universe has structured. We often imagine space as emptiness, but it isn't. On the largest scales, the universe resembles a vast cosmic web. Filaments of galaxies stretch across space like glowing threads. Between them lie immense voids, regions almost completely empty. Galaxies are not sprinkled randomly. They follow this web, and like anything resting on a structure, they are guided by it. Gravity's long reach. Gravity doesn't care about distance. It weakens, but it never disappears. Over millions of years, even the faintest pull becomes significant, like a whisper repeated endlessly. When astronomers mapped the motion of galaxies within our supercluster, they noticed a pattern. Galaxies weren't just expanding away from each other due to cosmic expansion. They were also flowing, streaming, drifting toward a particular region of space. The direction problem. This direction was precise, consistent, and deeply troubling. Because when scientists looked toward it, they couldn't see what was causing it. No massive cluster bright enough. No obvious source of gravitational dominance, just darkness. Hidden by our own galaxy. Part of the problem lies in where we are. The Milky Way's dense disk blocks our view of certain regions of space. Dust, gas, stars. Together, they form what astronomers call the zone of avoidance. It's a cosmic blind spot. An unfortunate direction our galaxy is drifting toward lies within it. The unseen architect. Vibration. You notice the shift, but the walls block your view. This is how our galaxy experiences the universe. We sense the pull, but we cannot see the source. The calm threat of the unknown. This is not a violent force. It is not rushing toward us. It does not threaten destruction. And yet its existence challenges something deeply human. Our need to see what influences us. Because here, influence exists without visibility. And that is unsettling. motion without awareness. The Milky Way does not resist, it does not question, it follows, because galaxies, like planets and stars, obey gravity without thought, and we living on a small planet within one spiral arm are carried along with it. Unaware, unconsulted, time makes it stranger. This motion unfolds over timescales the human mind struggles to grasp in a single second. The galaxy barely moves in a million years. The shift becomes noticeable. In a billion years, entire cosmic neighborhoods rearrange themselves. We are living inside a process so slow that it feels like nothing at all. The universe, as a river, if space is a river, then galaxies are the boats. Some drift slowly, some cluster together, some are pulled into deeper currents. The Milky Way is not anchored, it is floating, and the river is vast. The comfort and discomfort of belonging there is something oddly comforting about this. We are not lost, we are not isolated, we are part of a larger flow. But there is also discomfort, because the flow has a direction, and direction implies cause. The first hints of a destination as astronomers began naming the region our galaxy appears to be moving toward, not because they fully understood it, but because they needed language. They called it the Great Attractor, a name that suggests gravity, influence, and mystery. A name is not an explanation. Calling something an attractor does not explain what it is. It only acknowledges that something is happening, something massive enough to guide thousands of galaxies, something hidden enough to remain unseen. And tonight are only just approaching its shadow, suspended between knowledge and ignorance. This is where Chapter 2 leaves us, knowing more than we once did, yet realizing how much remains hidden. Our galaxy is moving, not aimlessly, not alone, but toward something beyond our view, something powerful enough to shape the motion of millions of stars, including our own sun, including us. So, as the Milky Way continues its silent drift, carrying planets, stars, and sleeping minds through the dark eye, leave you with the question that deepens our journey. If our entire galaxy is being guided by something we cannot see, what happens when we finally reach it? There are moments in science when discovery feels less like revelation and more like admission. An admission that something is there within if we don't understand it, even if we can't see it. In the previous chapter, I followed the motion of our galaxy outward, past the spiral arms of the Milky Way, past our local group, past clusters of galaxies drifting together through the dark. All of that motion pointed somewhere tonight. I want to slow down and approach that direction carefully, because what lies there is not a planet, not a star, not even a visible galaxy. It is something astronomers gave a name too long before they understood it. They called it the Great Attractor. Imagine feeling a steady pull in your life, not sudden, not violent, just constant. A pull you cannot resist, a pull you cannot trace to a single source. You ask where it comes from, and no one can give you a clear answer. Now imagine that pull acting not on a person but on thousands of galaxies at once, entire star systems drifting together, as if space itself were gently leaning in one direction. That is what astronomers began to notice, and once they noticed, Ethi could not unsee it. The name that admits ignorance, the Great Attractor, is not a thing you can point to in the sky. It has no clear edges, no obvious shape, no glowing surface. Its name is not poetic, it is functional. a placeholder, a way of saying something massive is arraigned. We don't yet know what it is. In science, names like this are warnings. They tell us we are standing at the edge of understanding. The discovery nobody expected in the 1970s. Astronomers began mapping the velocities of galaxies near our own. They expected chaos, random motion, scattered directions. Instead, they found coordination. Galaxies tens of millions of light years apart were drifting the same way. Not because of cosmic expansion, but despite it. This was not the universe stretching. This was gravity pulling, a flow. Through space, scientists began calling it a galactic flow like water moving downhill. Galaxies were sliding through space toward a shared direction. This flow involved the Milky Way, the Andromeda Galaxy, the Virgo Cluster, hundreds of other galaxy groups, all responding to the same invisible influence. This wasn't subtle anymore. It was undeniable, hidden behind the Milky Way, and yet when astronomers turned their telescopes toward the source of this pulse, they found almost nothing. The reason was frustratingly simple. Our own galaxy was in the way. The dense disk of the Milky Way blocks nearly 20% of the observable universe. Stars overlap, dust absorbs light, gas scatters signals. The great attractor lies directly behind this cosmic curtain. We are being pulled by something we are physically unable to see clearly. Trying to see the invisible, astronomers tried everything: radio waves, infrared surveys, X-ray observations. Each method peeled back a little more of the veil. What they found was not a single object, but a region, a massive concentration of matter, more mass than thousands of Milky Way galaxies combined. Enough gravity to reshape the motion of entire cosmic neighborhoods. Not a monster, but a city. The great attractor is often imagined as a single massive force, but it may be more accurate to think of it as a cosmic city, a dense region filled with galaxy clusters, structures layered upon structures, gravity overlapping gravity. Together, they create a pull that no nearby galaxy can ignore. The Norma cluster, at the heart of this region, lies something astronomers can partially observe. The Norma cluster, a massive collection of galaxies located about 220 million light-years away, is one of the densest known galaxy clusters in the local universe. And it may be only one part of something even larger. The Laniakea supercluster. As scientists continued mapping galactic flows, they made another realization: the great attractor is not isolated. It is part of an even larger structure, a supercluster so vast it redefined our cosmic address. They named it Laniakea, Hawaiian word meaning immeasurable heaven, and for the first time, humanity understood something profound. We do not just live in the Milky Way. We live inside a gravitational watershed. A cosmic drain. Laniakea behaves like a basin. Galaxies flow inward, not falling suddenly but drifting gradually, like water sliding toward a drain in slow motion. The Milky Way is inside this basin, and the great attractor sits near its deepest point. What this means for us: this does not mean collision. It does not mean destruction. Space is too vast for that. What it means is something quieter, more existential. Our galaxy does not choose its future. It follows the contours of gravity laid down billions of years ago. We are inside a structure so large that its influence defines our direction through the universe. The strange comfort of predictability there is something calming about this. Even mysterious forces obey laws. Gravity does not act with intention, it acts with consistency. The great attractor is not hunting us, it is not aware of us, it is simply doing what mass does. And we are responding because everything does. But not everything is explained even with Laniakea. Mapped questions remain. Is all the mass visible? Or is dark matter doing most of the work? Are there deeper structures beyond this one? Is this pull temporary or part of an even larger cosmic flow? Asterisk, asterisk, dark matter's silent hand, asterisk, asterisk. Most of the universe's mass does not emit light. Dark matter outweighs normal matter by a factor of 5. It forms invisible scaffolding, and it may be the true architect behind the great attractor's influence. If soften, what we see is only the surface, asterisk, asterisk living, inside an unfinished map, asterisk, asterisk cosmology is still young. Our maps are incomplete, our instruments limited. We are trying to understand structures hundreds of millions of light years wide from a planet smaller than a grain of dust by comparison. That perspective matters. Asterisk, asterisk. The pull continues, asterisk, asterisk. Whether we understand it or not, motion continues. The Milky Way drifts, the local group follows, the supercluster flows. This journey will outlast humanity, outlast Earth, outlast the Sun. It began long before we were here, and it will continue long after we are gone. So, as our galaxy moves quietly toward the heart of this immense gravitational basin guided by forces older than stars, I leave you with the question that now hangs in the dark. Asterisk, asterisk. If the universe is guiding entire galaxies toward hidden centers, what else is shaping our path that we have not yet discovered? Asterisk, asterisk. There is a moment in every long journey when you realize something important. Not everything guiding you is visible. As I follow the Milky Way's slow drift past stars, past clusters, past the faint glow of distant galaxies, begin to understand that what shapes our path through the universe is not what shines but what hides. Tonight, I want to explore a quiet truth, one that feels almost philosophical in its weight. Asterisk, asterisk. The universe is controlled not by what we see but by what we cannot. Asterisk, asterisk. Imagine standing in a dark room. You can see the furniture, you can trace the walls, but something unseen presses against your chest. You feel its presence, its pressure. You move not because you see it, but because you sense it. Now imagine the universe works the same way. Galaxies move, clusters bend, light curves. All responding to something invisible, something vast, something that never announces itself. The problem of missing mass. When astronomers first calculated how fast galaxies rotate, they encountered a problem. The numbers didn't work. Stars on the outer edges of galaxies were moving too fast by all known laws of physics. They should have been flung into space, but they weren't. They stayed, as if held by an unseen hand. Asterisk, asterisk, a universe that refuses to add up. Asterisk, asterisk. Scientists did the calculations again and again. They measured visible matter, stars, gas, dust, nebulae. Still, it wasn't enough. There wasn't nearly enough mass to account for the gravity holding galaxies together. Something was missing. Not a little, but most of it. The quiet birth of dark matter. rather than forcing the universe to fit our expectations. Astronomers did something rare. They listened. They accepted that something existed that they could not see. They called it asterisk, asterisk, dark matter, asterisk, asterisk, not because it is evil, not because it is dangerous, but because it does not emit light. It does not reflect light. It does not glow. It simply exists. Asterisk, asterisk, the invisible skeleton of the cosmos. Asterisk, asterisk, dark matter does not float randomly. It forms vast halos around galaxies, invisible cocoons of mass that stretch far beyond the stars themselves. Our Milky Way sits inside one of these halos, a structure far larger than the galaxy we can see. It is this halo that keeps our galaxy intact. Without it, Milky Way would unravel, seeing without seeing. We cannot observe dark matter directly, but we can see what it does. Light bends around it. Galaxies orbit invisible centers. Entire clusters move as if tied together by threads we cannot touch. This phenomenon, gravitational lensing, is how we map the unseen, by watching how space itself curves. Asterisk, asterisk, the great attractor, revisited. Asterisk, asterisk. Nowhere does dark matter's influence feel more profound than near the great attractor. The visible galaxies alone cannot explain its pull. There simply isn't enough luminous mass, which means the majority of its influence must come from what we cannot see. An ocean of dark matter, shaping the motion of everything within reach. We are riding an invisible current. The Milky Way does not drift toward the great attractor. It follows gradients in gravity, slopes carved not by stars but by dark matter. We are moving downhill in a landscape we cannot perceive. Asterisk, asterisk. Dark matter does not care. Asterisk, asterisk. It does not respond to us. It does not notice planets or people. It does not slow for civilizations. It existed before the first star ignited, and it will remain long after the last one fades. In many ways, it is the true architect of the universe. Asterisk, asterisk. Then comes dark energy. Asterisk, asterisk. Just when astronomers thought they were beginning to understand the unseen, another mystery appeared. The universe was not slowing down. It was accelerating. Galaxies were moving away from each other faster over time. Something was pushing space itself apart. They called this force dark energy, a pressure in the fabric of space. Dark energy does not pull. It pushes. It stretches the universe from within. It is not localized. It exists everywhere, even here, even now, quietly expanding the space between every atom. A universe torn between two invisibles. Asterisk, asterisk. This is the balance we live in. Dark matter pulls inward. Dark energy pushes outward. Between them lies everything we know. Stars, planets, galaxies, life. The Milky Way's journey is shaped by both, pulled toward massive structure while space itself expands beneath it. Why this is so hard to accept. Humans evolved to trust what they see. Fire, water, sky. But the universe operates on deeper rules. Rules written in equations. Rules that do not require visibility. What matters Mostafan remains hidden. Asterisk, asterisk. The sleepy truth. Asterisk, asterisk. As you listen to this, your body feels still. Your room feels calm. But inside you, atoms vibrate, cells move. Gravity presses down invisibly. You live inside forces you never notice. The universe is no different. Asterisk, asterisk. The comfort of being guided, asterisk, asterisk. There is something strangely peaceful about this realization. We are not drifting aimlessly. We are moving along paths shaped by ancient forces. Paths laid down billions of years ago. Paths that do not rush, do not hesitate. They simply unfold. Asterisk, asterisk. Yet the mystery deepens. Asterisk, asterisk. If dark matter shapes galaxies and dark energy shapes space, then what shapes them? Where did they come from? Are they fundamental signs of something deeper? Standing at the edge of understanding, modern cosmology admits something rare. We understand only about 5% of the universe. The rest is dark matter and dark energy, invisible, unexplained, dominant. We are explorers, standing on a small island of light surrounded by a vast ocean of unknowns. Asterisk, asterisk. The drift continues. Asterisk, asterisk. Despite this uncertainty, the Milky Way continues its journey. Pulled, pushed, guided by forces older than stars. We move not because we know why, but because the universe insists so. As our galaxy drifts through invisible currents shaped by forces we barely understand, I leave you with the question that now feels impossible to ignore. Asterisk, asterisk. If most of the universe is unseen, can we ever be sure we know where we're going? Asterisk, asterisk. At some point in every long journey, you stop asking how fast you're moving and begin asking why you're moving at all. By now, I have followed the Milky Way far beyond anything familiar. I've watched it drift with neighboring galaxies. I've felt the pull of hidden mass. I've traced the invisible currents shaping our path, and yet one thought keeps returning quietly, persistently. What if this journey has no destination? Tonight, I want to explore a possibility that feels both unsettling and strangely peaceful. What if our galaxy is not traveling toward something but simply drifting, because drifting is what the universe does? Imagine floating in open water at night. No shoreline. No stars to guide you. No sense of speed. You are moving, but you don't know in which direction, and you don't know if there is a shore at all. You could struggle against the water, or you could float the Milky Way. I realize, maybe doing the same thing. Our need for destinations, human minds crave endpoints. We like beginnings and endings, journeys that start somewhere and arrive somewhere else. Even in space, we look for destinations, centers, edges, origins, final states. But the universe has never promised us that kind of structure. It did not ask to be understood. It simply exists. Asterisk, asterisk. Motion without purpose. Asterisk, asterisk. Gravity does not plan. Dark matter does not intend. Dark energy does not decide. They act because acting is what they do when galaxies move. They are not chasing goals. They respond. They adjust. They follow gradients written into space itself. The Milky Way drifts, not because it seeks something, but because the universe is uneven. Asterisk, asterisk. The misleading comfort of direction. Asterisk, asterisk. Earlier, I spoke of direction, of flows, of basins and attractors. But direction does not always imply destination. A river may flow endlessly. A current may circle an ocean without end. Movement alone does not guarantee arrival. Asterisk, asterisk. The expanding floor beneath us. Asterisk, asterisk. One of the strangest realizations in cosmology is this: While galaxies move through space itself is also moving, expanding, stretching, creating distance where none existed before. This expansion means that even as galaxies drift toward massive regions, the universe beneath them is pulling apart. It's like walking toward a door while the hallway grows longer with every step. Asterisk, asterisk, can you ever arrive in an expanding universe? Asterisk, asterisk, this question troubles cosmologists. If space continues to expand forever, then many destinations remain mathematically unreachable. You can move toward something endlessly, still never reach it. The Milky Way may be drifting toward regions of higher density without ever truly arriving. The illusion of progress from our perspective. Motion feels like progress. We associate movement with change, with purpose, with advancement. But on cosmic timescales, movement can be circular, repetitive, meaningless, sexist that it happens. Galaxies may orbit regions of mass, never settling, never stopping, a journey longer than meaning. Consider this. The Milky Way has existed for over asterisk, asterisk, 13 billion years, asterisk, asterisk. It has changed shape, absorbed smaller galaxies, shifted its path through space, and yet, no event in its history suggests intention, no moment where it decided anything. It has always been responding. Passengers who ask questions. We are different. We ask why. We search for meaning in motion, purpose in drift. But the universe may not operate on our terms. It may not care whether we understand its paths. Asterisk, asterisk, the calm of acceptance. Asterisk, asterisk, there is a strange calm in this idea. If the galaxy is not headed toward a final destination, then there is nothing to miss, nothing to arrive, late for nothing to fail. The journey itself becomes the state of being, drifting as a natural state in deep space. Rest is rare. Atoms vibrate, stars orbit, galaxies collide and separate. Motion is the default. Stillness is the illusion. Perhaps drifting is not a failure of direction, but the most natural condition of all. Time softens everything over billions of years. Destinations blur, clusters merge, structures dissolve. Even the great attractor itself may not last forever. Dark energy may eventually overwhelm gravity. Pulls weaken, flows slow, paths unravel. Asterisk, asterisk, what happens when the pull fades? Asterisk, asterisk, astronomers predict a future where expansion dominates. Galaxies drift so far apart that no structure can hold them together in that future. Motion continuous, but influence ends. Each galaxy becomes an island, again alone, still drifting. Asterisk, asterisk, the loneliest kind of movement. Asterisk, asterisk, this is not a dramatic ending. No explosion, no collapse, just quiet separation. A universe that becomes increasingly empty, where motion persists but connection fades. Asterisk, asterisk, the Milky Way's distant fate. Asterisk, asterisk, if this future is real, then our galaxy's current drift is temporary, a phase, a moment in a much longer story. The great attractor may not be the end, just another chapter. Perspective from a sleeping planet from Earth. None of this feels urgent. The sun will rise, life will continue, civilizations will grow and fade. The galaxy's drift will not interrupt a single heartbeat, and yet we are part of it. Every moment, the weight of knowing to know. This is not frightening, It is humbling. We are small enough to be unaffected, aware enough to feel the weight of scale. The universe does not rush. It does not pause. It simply unfolds. Asterisk, asterisk, meaning. Without destination, asterisk, asterisk, perhaps. Meaning does not come from arrival. Perhaps it comes from awareness, from realizing that we exist inside a moving universe and that movement itself is the story. Asterisk, asterisk, floating. Not falling, asterisk, asterisk. The Milky Way is not falling, it is floating, suspended in a balance of forces, neither trapped nor free, just carried. Asterisk, asterisk. The sleepy realization, asterisk, asterisk. As you rest, now your breathing slows, your thoughts soften, your body feels heavy, and yet you are moving through space faster than any vehicle ever built, carried gently, effortlessly, without resistance. So, if our galaxy is drifting without a final destination, if movement itself is the natural state of the universe, I leave you with a question that lingers in the quiet. Asterisk, asterisk. If there is no cosmic place we are meant to arrive, what does it truly mean to be on a journey at all? Asterisk, asterisk. There is a quiet moment that comes at the end of every long journey. Not the moment of arrival, but the moment of reflection. The moment when movement slows one. Questions stop multiplying, dawned understanding becomes less urgent after following the Milky Way through invisible currents, after tracing the pull of unseen matter, after accepting drift without destination. I find myself asking one final question, not as a scientist, not as an observer, but as someone being carried through the universe, the same way you are. Asterisk, asterisk. If the universe has a direction, does that direction mean anything at all? Asterisk, asterisk. Imagine walking through a forest at night. There is a path beneath your feet. You didn't create it. You don't know where it ends, but it exists. You can follow it or simply walk alongside it. The universe may be offering us the same choice, not to understand its destination, but to notice that we are moving with it. Asterisk, asterisk. The human need for meaning, asterisk, asterisk. Meaning is a human invention. Stars do not seek it. Galaxies do not question it. Gravity does not require it. And yet, do we look at motion and ask why? We look at direction and ask where. We look at time and ask asterisk what comes next. Asterisk. These questions are not weaknesses. They are how consciousness announces itself. Asterisk, asterisk. Direction without intention. Asterisk, asterisk. The universe has direction. This much is clear. Galaxies flow along filaments. Matter falls into basins of gravity. Space expands outward in all directions, but intention, that is harder to find. There is no sign the universe prefers one outcome over another. It does not rush toward a conclusion. It does not correct its path. It simply follows its own rules. The difference between cause and purpose. Cause is physical. Purpose is psychological. Gravity causes motion. Dark energy causes expansion. But purpose requires awareness, and the universe shows no sign of watching itself, except perhaps through us. Consciousness as the universe looking inward. Every atom in your body was forged in stars. Every molecule has traveled through cosmic time. You are not separate from the Milky Way's journey. You are part of it, and through you, the universe becomes aware briefly of its own movement. This may be the closest thing to meaning it ever has. The stillness inside motion, as vast as cosmic motion, is it? Of quiet. Life arises not in chase but in balance. Perhaps meaning is not found in direction, but in the rare moments where motion allows complexity to exist. Asterisk, asterisk, the temporary gift of awareness. Asterisk, asterisk, you will not complete this cosmic journey. Neither will I. The Milky Way's drift will continue long after humanity fades, but for a short momento, are here to notice it, to wonder, to imagine. That alone is extraordinary. Asterisk, asterisk, letting go of cosmic expectations. Asterisk, asterisk. The universe does not owe us answers. It does not promise clarity, and it does not guarantee purpose, but it offers something quieter. Participation. You are not watching the universe from the outside. You are moving with it, breathing with it, aging inside it. Asterisk, asterisk. Peace in not knowing. Asterisk, asterisk. There is peace in releasing the need to understand everything, in allowing mystery to remain. Mystery in accepting that direction does not require destination. That motion does not require meaning. Sometimes existence is enough. The final drift as dark energy stretches spacious galaxies. Slowly separated stars continue their long orbits. Universe becomes quieter, colder, more spacious. Yet even then motion persists, not toward something, just onward. Asterisk, asterisk, returning to the present moment. Asterisk, asterisk, right now you are lying still. Your breath rises and falls. Your mind begins to soften. And despite all the cosmic motion surrounding you, this moment is calm. The universe has room for stillness. To dot the sleep-friendly truth. You are safe. The galaxy's drift is gentle. The universe is patient. Nothing is rushing you. Nothing is demanding understanding. You are allowed to rest even while everything moves. The meaning we create, perhaps meaning is not written into the universe. Perhaps it emerges where awareness exists, in curiosity, in storytelling, in moments like this where we pause long enough to feel small and feel connected at the same time. Asterisk, asterisk. The journey continues without us. Asterisk, asterisk. Stars will form. Galaxies will merge. Space will expand. Whether we are here to witness it or not. And that is not tragic. It is simply reality. So, tonight is the Milky Way continues its silent drifts. Gravity whispers across millions of light years. Invisible forces guide paths older than Starsu can let go. You do not need to solve the universe. You are already part of it. And so, as this journey ends where it began, in quiet motion, I leave you with the last question, not to answer, just to hold gently as you drift into rest. Asterisk, asterisk, if the universe doesn't need meaning to exist, what beautiful meaning might we create simply by being here to notice it?